Oh my gosh. Okay. So there was just a Virgo full moon last night, and I had one of the best dreams ever. Hi, my name is Kayla Yasmin. So today we're going to focus on the power of acceptance. Let's get into it. So, the power of acceptance. I was watching a Hulu series called Faye Yeager, The Children of the Underground. Her daughter was talking about her abusive relationship with her father and how she was finally able to let go when she sort of accepted the fact that it happened. I mean, it took her dad to finally admit what he was doing to her, but she said she was finally able to be free once she accepted everything that happened to her when she was younger. And it's so crazy how the power of acceptance allows you to just free up so much space. There's so many times, like in life, we just experience things and it's just like, why did this happen to me? Like, no, whoa, why are you calling me right now? You better not call me again. But just the power of acceptance and how when we go through things, sometimes we're like, why me? Why did this happen? And I mean, those are valid questions to ask yourself. But another step for you to actually feel free again, because what happened to you, probably you're not going to be who you were before it happened, that's for sure, but you can definitely walk into your new life owning it and feeling like a little bit more secure. So the power of acceptance. I'll just give an example. Growing up, I had a really sort of harsh relationship with my mom. Like, we were just consistently just never in a good spot, never, right? So as I sort of once I graduated college and I came back home, I was sort of like, fuck, like I don't like this. I don't like what I'm feeling. I don't like what I've been through. And I started going to therapy in my senior year, and I read this book recently, like last year, at the end of last year. It's called Mothers Who Can't Love. And in the book, she talks about, going to therapy. She talks about the different types of mothers there are. And she gives like sort of patient testimonies of what they went through and sort of their relationships and just going to therapy and everything and working it out. And I personally go to therapy myself. And I found that once I read the book, and there's a part in it where you have to sort of accept, well, you don't really, there's a part in it where she recommends writing a letter, and you don't give the letter to the parent, but you write it for yourself, and you talk about what they did, how it made you feel, how it's affected you, and how you want to move forward. And once I wrote that letter, and once I read it out loud, because I wrote the letter 2 weeks before I read it out loud to my therapist, and once I read it out loud, I I cried the entire way through, because I finally heard it in my own voice. Like, I heard my words. I've just everything that I poured onto the pages, I was hearing, and it was just like, damn. Like, that was a lot. That was pretty fucking tough. And with the older generations, they find like, well, we went through harder times, or these kids need to accept it, or these kids are sensitive. Be fucking sensitive, okay? It's so crazy that there's really a time period where they were just like, ignore your emotions, like invalidate how you feel and keep moving. Like, that's the worst fucking thing to do. Um so as I read the letter out loud, I just came to terms with everything that happened, and I was like, it took a minute. It took a minute, but I finally was able to accept that it happened and that I could now finally move on. And then in that moment, it felt like I was able to understand her, ironically. Um I was able to somewhat see her POV, because from the longest time I was just like, she's a bitch. Da, 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 da. Also, the book is called Mothers Who Can't Love. I think the author's name is Susan. But once I read the book and I read the letter out loud to my therapist, I just it felt like something was lifted off of me, and I finally accepted everything that happened from, like, just throughout my childhood. And yeah, there's still simmering side effects, but I don't feel this heavy weight. And speaking of weight, one of the big things that we sort of had big conflict with was my weight, because I was a bigger gal. Um, so I always felt ashamed in what I was wearing. I always felt ashamed to eat. I always felt like criticized with everything I did regarding to like clothes and weight. And it's really fucking ironic now that I am literally a model. It's so crazy because growing up, she would like compare me to Victoria's Secret models. And I'm not saying this to bash my mom in any way. But this is my experience and this is what I went through. And after accepting it, it's sort of like, okay, now I'm in control. Now you're no longer writing the narrative. I am. Like this is my story now. I'm taking back control. Being a model now, it's sort of like getting comfortable with something that I've rejected for so long because it was a hard time for me to have a relationship with my hair because no one really taught me how to nourish my hair and really do my hair and take the time to like understand the power of my hair. And there are some things that I understand people can only teach you as much as they know. So that's factual. But you have to get to a point when you start getting information, when you start getting knowledge, the power is in your hands now, especially as you get older. Especially as you get older. It's like now that you know some information and now you know how the world works or how the world can work, it is up to you to start changing your behaviors and your mindset. You can't victimize what you went through in the past because when you just keep looking at the past and victimizing yourself, you're creating that in your future. And it's such a waste. It's such a waste of life when you do that. And I'm not talking as if I'm the most fucking perfect human ever, but I definitely am working through it now that I understand it. Now I realize, okay, no one was really there to help me with my hair, or everyone made me feel like my hair was such an inconvenience because my hair is too thick and it's too much. And I do my hair now. I braid my hair up and I do my hair up, and I'm like, there's nothing wrong with it. No, granted, I haven't ever like really blow dried it, or I haven't blow dried it in a minute, but there is power in my hair that I didn't recognize when I was younger. But as I start to build a relationship with it, as I like moisturize my hair, oil my scalp, nourish my hair, it's like I'm building this relationship with a part of me and it feels so good. And it's like I no longer am in this aspect of like, oh, like no one taught me how to do my hair, so I'm gonna keep going throughout life, always like rejecting my hair or never putting time into myself. Oh God, my hair would not look. My hair would not look this good if I did that. Sorry, I'm just making sure it's still recording because yesterday I fucking did a whole video and it didn't record. But either way, there are things that you go through in life that, as you start to gain knowledge, you'll become a little bit more aware of how to navigate. But acceptance is like freedom. And acceptance when you're hurt, when acceptance when you went through something really traumatic, acceptance when you've gone through something that is just like, how the fuck can I accept this? This was so painful. This hurt so much. It is that acceptance that like wipes it away. It's that acceptance that makes it lose all of its power. It's so crazy. It's so crazy when I say this out loud, but it really is. It takes you to accept what happened and to say that you have the power now, that you are going to do something better for yourself. People do it all the time. People do it all the time. People say, I was raised this way and I made sure that when I had kids, I wasn't going to do this. People say, I did this growing up and I accepted that like I didn't like the behavior and I didn't like what I was doing or how it made me feel, so I changed it. But it's through acceptance. It's literally through acceptance where it's just like it's like the ocean opens up. It's like you're no longer in like a confined little lake. It's like the whole ocean opens up. All of these opportunities open up for you once you've accepted the fact that things happen to you in life. Because no one, no one has ever said, oh, I've had like a really clean life story. No one has ever been like, I didn't have anything traumatizing happen to me. Like, we would not have half these fucking reality TV shows, half these documentaries. We wouldn't have half the shit we have now if people didn't sort of, come to terms with how they were raised or things that happened in their life. So acceptance is so powerful. Hi, I'm recording. Can you go back inside? I'm recording. Can you go back inside? I'm recording. No, Nori, no, it's not that type of video. No. Wait, it's acceptance that gives you more freedom. It's acceptance that opens you up to better people. It's accepting the things that happen and allowing yourself to say, you know what, those people aren't in control anymore, or whatever affected you so much is no longer in control. That shit's not writing your story anymore. Take the fucking pen back. Snatch the fucking pen and say, I'm writing my story now. I'm writing my story. I feel like now I've come to terms with everything that happened, and now I feel like, okay, I can have a better relationship with my body. Now when I feel full, I can stop myself from eating, because it's like, okay, like I'm listening to my body. I'm having a better relationship with my body, because before I felt such a scarcity and I felt like I had to cling on to food because it was the only thing that made me feel better in a house where I just felt like I was always really being attacked. So food was just that sense of security. Food was that where I could let go. And so I would overeat. I would literally overeat all the time. I'd ignore my body because I just didn't feel that I was worthy. I didn't feel like I had a purpose. I just felt like it doesn't matter anyway. That's really my mindset on things. So now that I've come to terms on things, it's been like, okay, I'm feeling full right now. I can put this aside and have it later. I don't have to finish everything on the plate. I don't have to finish everything at once before I can move on. Also, sometimes some of our traumas and shit are coming from people who did have to suffer, who did come from a time period where things were or how they were raised, because abundance is everywhere, but they're coming from a time period where they were raised on scarcity, so they know nothing else but scarcity, so that's what they teach you because they want you to survive. And though in the grand scheme of things, it's not great, because there's limitless opportunity for everyone. Everyone has this limitless potential. There is abundance everywhere. There's an infinite source. If there's anything that we want, we are guaranteed to have it. But when you're raised in the like scarcity, you think that you need to hold on to things. Like, just walk into one of your old relatives' homes or basements and look at the fucking clutter. Look at the clutter. Look at the things that they're holding on to because they're scared to lose it. You know what I mean? So sometimes they're really just doing things for your survival because that's how they had to survive, and they don't understand that there's more out there. But once you get to the understanding that there is an infinite source, anything you want, you can have, and you can have as much as you want because there's no limit to it. You can take so fucking much and there still will be more for everyone else. Once you start to get into that understanding that there's more to life, you start to treat yourself better. And it really comes with acceptance. It comes with accepting what you went through. And again, once you just accept, you just see, like, oh, I understand why she was like that. I understand where they were coming from. It starts with acceptance. It all starts with acceptance. Once you accept the things that happen to you, and sometimes it's easier said than done. Because I know if I would have heard this before I accepted everything, I would have been like, shut the fuck up. You don't know how I'm feeling. You don't know what I went through. No, I don't. I do fucking not. And in the moment, it feels like, why should I accept this? Why can't this person take accountability for what they did? Why can't these people take accountability for how they treated me and how they made me feel? Baby, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do it. Don't waste your time expecting other people outside of you to validate how they made you feel. People don't do that. The documentary that I watched, that daughter, the man was in jail and he wrote all of these letters, and it wasn't until the last letter that he finally like wrote out that he sort of apologized for what he did to his own daughter. And the last letter of multiple pages. Some people wait until they're on their fucking, what, the lady with Emmett Till waited till she was on her goddamn deathbed to say that it was all fake. She carried it until she left. You hear me? So some people really aren't going to take accountability. Some people don't even know what they did, and some people also don't think what they did was wrong. So don't change their mind. Stop trying to change them and make them finally admit what they did. It's up to you to take that fucking power back, because they won't do it. They won't do it. They won't see it. And it's until you see it to where you can accept it and you can actually look at them and say, like, I'm a little sorry for you, but at the same time, that's you and that's your life journey. I still have a life to live. So, uh, let's do an affirmation. I am accepting myself for who I am right now. I am accepting the things that happened to me, and I am now allowing myself to grow and heal. I am releasing things that are no longer serving me. I am letting go of mindsets that are keeping me stuck. I am growing. I am healing. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of an amazing story. I am worthy of sharing my story and making other people feel better. I am worthy of being the hero. I am worthy of no longer allowing myself to be in a victim mindset because I'm fucking stronger than that. I'm really proud of you. I'm proud of you for watching this video all the way through. And I'm proud of you because though what you went through in life was hard, it was challenging, and it felt like you couldn't get out, you're still here and you're still pushing through. You gotta congratulate yourself for that. You have to congratulate yourself for that. Like, what? Like, you didn't stop. You're still going. You're still trying to find ways of bettering your life. Honey, come on. That is literally like failing so many times and yet still opening the book to study. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow my Instagram and my TikTok. And yeah, leave a comment. Do whatever. Do you want to chat? DM me. Let me know. Let me know. If you want to share your story, share a testimony, I'm willing and ready to hear it. Okay? We can cry together. But we can also walk into the doors of acceptance. And with walking into those doors, you open yourself up to a whole room of opportunity. I'm so proud of you. Keep going. Thank you.